Doesn't look like much, does it? Give us a minute. Okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer.
You ready to blow some stuff up?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why I keep doing that. Okay, Boomers, we got you another one firing off here. What's on tap today, Jody?
Well, we're going to make a finale board using some very small fireworks, mostly small fireworks. Had a couple things laid around that wasn't really sure what to do with, and then a couple other things that I felt maybe weren't great by themselves, but maybe would be good. We put some other things with them. So I'll show you what we've got. We've got the labels were coming off of these. And that's because we started doing this board before, and well, you know, stuff happens. But this is Boomer brand Color Pearl flower, 48 shots.
We're not affiliated with Boomer brand, just to be clear.
Right. And these are just, you know, each one of these is going to be a shot. It's
That's the same thing, that Color Pearl
yeah,
flower?
it's the same thing. It doesn't have a label on it, but it's the same thing. And these are just some little color pearls, just what it says, like a Roman candle shot,
But,
like a generic Roman candle shot.
but real low, I'm guessing. It won't shoot that far.
About like a normal Roman candle shot.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like that. At least like a generic, normal type, you know, color pearl Roman, generic garden variety, 8-ball or 10-ball Roman candle type thing that you get in a 4-pack for $5, that type of thing. And I was gonna maybe angle these when we put them on the board. Fire them together, kind of angle them out. Then this thing is called Festival Ball by Alien. I'm not sure what it's going to do. It says it shoots flaming balls. Those might be little comets. Not really sure. From Legend, we've got the X Factor.
And that's that Simon Cowell deal, right?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay. He does that show X Factor?
Does he?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I haven't seen it.
All right.
But this is 8 shots. I know this X Factor. 8 shots. It's a small, you know, smallish. 200. It qualifies as a 200 gram cake because it's, you know, up to 200 grams. But you can see, like, you know, next to a more normal size 200 gram, or at least, you know, more small to medium size. You know, it's pretty small there. Then we got the ice cube.
All right, Memphis, show me love up in the club.
By Fox Fireworks, which is a division of Black Cat. It's kind of a division that has some of their like heavier hitting products or more unique products. They tend to release under the Fox brand.
Interesting. So that's kind of like their premier brand. That's like Lexus to Toyota.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember this cake. I mean, just because Ice Cube, obviously the rapper, and I'm kind of a fan of his work. But this one impressed me for such a, you know, small price point as that. I like this one.
Yeah, we picked this up for $3. See right there, $3. This next one is a good its price point as well. This is $5. This is Born to Ride. This is one we've shot before here too, by Pyro Up. It was one that I thought might be good in this lineup, just to kind of maybe to be our finale. I think we might put this at the end of it. And then this next one's pretty interesting cake. It's my brother's Whirlwind of Caribbean Sea. This has the spinner effect. This is however many shots. I think it says on there. Does it say?
19 is what it
19
says.
shots, and that's all the spinner effect, which I think by itself may be a little lacking. You put it with something else, and I think it could be pretty interesting. And then we've got this thing called Enemy 5, 18 shots. It's got performance listed here on the back. This is by Black Cat. This came out of an assortment. Not really sure what it's going to be, if it's going to be comets or, you know, just some little shots that have, I don't expect breaks from it.
Okay.
I'm not sure if it has it say. It says right here, yellow comet, silver glittering comet, and crackling comet. So it's right there.
Okay.
It says it right on there.
Okay. So we're taking off.
And we're going to on a board, fuse them together, and arrange them on this little board. We use liquid nails to hold them in place, and we're going to fuse them together.
Right on. And we're going to do this right here on video.
Right here on video, and then later tonight when it gets dark, we're going to light it.
Y'all hang in there because this is going to take us a little bit to put together. All right. So you have planned out how you kind of want this to run, right?
I do. I do have some ideas of how I want it to run. I'm thinking we're going to start at one end with these color pearls, and I'm thinking we're going to angle them ahead. Just a couple pieces of little cardboard here that I can broken off. Actually, for the packaging for this, I was thinking maybe we could kind of
Angle them out a little
put
bit.
these in there and angle these out just a little bit. They're going to have to turn like this, probably to get the fuses in the right position. And then put that right on the edge. And then I was thinking we could come behind those. How about coming behind them with something like this that I know is going to have some brakes right away. Just come right out with that. And probably go into something that I'm not exactly sure what it's going to do.
But we got our fingers crossed.
Yeah, actually, what we're going to do, now that I think about it, these two might have some duration, so we're probably going to need to go into these. Maybe start with the spinners and these comets. And just go into those. So I'm probably going to angle them here.
And have those fused at about the same time. when
Yeah,
they
have
start
them
up.
fused, right one after the other to go. This could probably be, it'll be kind of tight on this board, but we'll get them all in there. I'm thinking something like that. And I want this to be our finale. So I think it's going to be back here. And then we'll kind of hit these two along the way.
Just kind of snake it around the back there.
Yeah. Kind of hit these two along the way to go along with, you know what? I'm wondering if we can go. So I looked up online, this is something that you need to do if you're going to try to do this, is to kind of get an idea about the timing of how long these are going to last. Sometimes, fireworks will say on there how long they're expected to last, but I wouldn't really always trust that. I would tend to watch a video, and then you can't just look at the length of the video either. You actually have to, kind of watch it and time it and see. I'm not worried about how long these last because they're kind of, they're just going to go and they're going to do what they're going to do. They're certainly going to be finished by the time we get here. So I'm fine with just letting them go. Now the ice cube goes for about 12 seconds. I'd like to have about 12 seconds or about 10 seconds really between this and the next thing to give this fuse some time to go so it can get going. But then this is probably our longest running item. I clocked it at 35 seconds.
Okay.
This is sitting right at about 15 seconds. This I wasn't sure. I couldn't find that anywhere. Couldn't find that anywhere online. This comes back in about the 15 seconds, just like the, very similar to the ice cube. It's in terms of the size of the brakes, but it's one less shot. It's 8 shots. And then this won't matter. It's running time because it's going last. So basically, we just need to make sure we get, things spaced so that they're kind of going in the sequence that we want and not all just firing off at once.
And we're using a fuse here that runs 26 seconds a foot.
That's what we're using, yeah. This is Magic Link A, 26 seconds per foot, approximately. It's never exact.
So, meaning approximately with just simple round off math, your every inch is getting you 2 seconds.
Thereabouts, yeah.
And some change.
2 seconds and some change, yes. So we can start this, just coming right in, and then probably have this. If I want 15 seconds between here and there, really 10. I mean, I can get about 5 inches in there and get 10 seconds and have this go. And then really what I want is for this to go, you know, I want this to finish slightly before, or either when this starts, or it can cut into it just a little bit.
So there you need 15 to 17 inches
Right.
is what you need.
Something like that. So we may be turning this to get the fuse farther
Take
away
it
from
around
it.
the back, yeah.
Take it around the back.
And
So-
and you can always have just fuse hanging off too. It doesn't have to be taut.
Right.
Like, yeah, you can just have some loose fuse.
So if I want 15 inches from there, you know, that's going to bring us right at 15.
All right.
To bring it, you know, if I just move.
So that kind of works out.
Yeah.
Where that Born to Ride is starting to fire off about the time the Whirlwind's dying out.
Yeah, and these are just going to kind of give some background. These are kind of just kind of give some.
So a
some
little
support.
extra oomph.
Little extra because at this point when this is going, this is really going to be kind of the star. You know, with these more just kind of supporting
Okay.
what it's doing, and you'll see it. You'll see the that spinner effect. It's pretty cool effect, I think. But you know, by itself, 19 shots of it by itself, not the most exciting thing by itself like that.
All right. Are we going to show this process actually fusing this up, or are we just going to leave that all a mystery and fire this thing off
No, I
later
think
after we're all
I think
done?
we can show it if you want. I mean, we can show it or show part of it. You know, we can get into it.
Are we going to fuse this before we glue these things down, or are we going to glue them down first?
Glue them down first and then do the fusing.
Let's do a couple of them.
Yeah.
Let's glue some stuff down. I don't know if we're going to go all the way through showing this whole process. We kind of laid out the way we're planning to do it,
Yeah.
but real simple. Just some liquid nails there on the bottom of that thing, and just slap it on down.
Slap it on down. It's going to stay. This stuff will, it takes a couple of hours for it to completely cure, but it'll be usable. For these purposes, much sooner than that. And I usually try to, when I pull these fuses down, you can pull them all the way, it's just under the paper right there, but
Right.
you can pull it all the way down.
Just be careful not to yank it on out of there.
Right, yeah, you don't want to yank it on out, but you can pull it on down and get to the point where it's a lot easier to work with. You just put that right on down there. That one's not working any further, so that one will be a little trickier to work with. And the main thing is you want to have these fuses angled so you can have them where the fuse goes into the leader fuse.
You want them pointing toward the fire.
Yes. This might be a little.
Yeah, getting that angle with this is going to be a little tricky, I expect.
We can try just to do them.
Yeah, there you go.
See if that'll stay on there. 'Cause it doesn't, it's not going to need a lot of angle. Just a little bit should be sufficient. how that works, if it holds.
All right. So that's liquid nails. I'm going to do some quick maths while you're getting the rest of this together. I'm figuring we're using about 2 feet of fuse.
Probably.
And this costs about how much a foot, this fuse?
This fuse, oh, well, this was $3, but I got this a couple of years ago. You could probably, fuse has gone up a lot. That's probably $10.
$10 for that, and that's how many feet?
That is 5 meters.
5 meters. So you're looking at 16 feet or so.
Something like
All right, so we're using just 1/8 of that. So let's say a couple bucks. Give a couple bucks on fuse, but I mean you have to invest in the whole thing. You can't just buy 2 feet of it. So a couple bucks cost in fuse, maybe $1 for the board. Is that fair?
Couple bucks.
Couple bucks for the board.
You can use any old board, but I
Right.
got this one at Home Depot. I'm gonna try to reuse it, a few times.
All right. So the board's a couple bucks for the fuse. We got 2 at $1.50. We got 2 at $3. So that's $9 there. We got 1 at $5, and these other 3 came out of assortments.
Yeah.
All right. So we want to estimate those at $3 a piece. Is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
All right. So that's where was I? I was at 9 plus the 5, 14 plus another 9. That's 23. Plus the $4 for the board and the fuse, that's $27, and the liquid nails, it costs a couple bucks for a little tube of that stuff. Or all right, so let's say $30 investment on this project. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
All right, so we got a price point idea here, and of course you could mix and match any kind of fireworks you want that you could fit on this board. This just happened to be some stuff that we put together to make this happen.
It's really kicking up.
Now, why did you cut 2 pieces there? Was that a mistake, or?
One piece was already cut from,
Oh, I see, and it wasn't quite enough?
well, not quite enough, so I'm just gonna. put
I
these
got
two
you,
together.
I got you.
Should be fine. So we don't need this anymore. Where's that? So, start at the end with start at with the back, start with the last thing.
Okay.
And work to the front.
So are you gonna be cutting angles on these fuses to the individual ordnance?
I'm not gonna worry about them on these little cakes. These ones that have the tape over them,
Uh-huh.
they're usually fine. It's the ones that come on canister shells where that fuse is just
It's
loose
kinda
in
loose.
there.
I
A lot of
gotcha.
times, sometimes, and it's such a long fuse,
Okay.
and it's a thick fuse, sometimes that powder can come out of the end of it a
So
little bit.
these fuses are basically, they're like some kind of cloth or paper or something mixed with gunpowder, right? I mean, that's
Yeah.
that's how these things are constructed.
Something like that, yeah.
So if any of that gunpowder shakes out, that's where you get trouble with like a dead fuse or something.
Yeah. But these little fuses like this, where everything is usually taped up on these things, I'm not that worried about. Never had a problem with it on these little things like this. That's more a canister shell, a ball shell type thing. Just gonna tape those together. I just start at the back and work to the front. And you want to just put that tape in there and just lay them side by side in there. You want like we said before, you want the fuse coming off the ordnance, facing there's our You were facing the front of the fuse, the way that's facing the fire, basically. That's a good way to look at it. Get it facing the fire. Some of this in here gets tricky, especially for, you know, big guys with fat fingers.
I guess it would be possible to fuse this stuff up before nailing it down.
It is.
Get a little more room to work that way if you wanted to go that route.
You can't do that. It's a little bit, I find it easier to attach it to the board first and then come back and do it.
And it's certainly viable to use a bigger board if you want to and space this stuff out more, but you might at that point want to use a quicker burning fuse
Exactly.
to cover that distance a little faster.
Exactly.
But that gives you more room to work and takes more space to carry it around if you need to transport it.
Right. It does take more space to transport for sure if you're doing all that. This is the one I was concerned about because it's such a short fuse. And I wasn't able to get it off the ordnance very well. So hopefully that's in there. Yeah, I can't really get to it very well with my big fat fingers. Get to it. There it is. Okay. Sometimes I find it easier to just take the fuse from the ordnance and just get it on the tape and get it attached, and then you can bring the leader fuse down there on top of it and get it secured that way.
Looks like we spun that ice cube around a little bit.
Well, I wanted to get the fuse in the position to and have it fired right between these two color pearls.
No, I mean, there's a whole bunch of liquid nails that are out from underneath that ice cube. I think we moved him.
It was that was that from the start because I got it a little gooped up on one side. That was starting to come out from the beginning.
All right.
I don't know if it was that bad, but it was starting to come out from the beginning. Well, that's going to be fun to get out of my fingers.
Now I have not seen this, but you have described to me somebody doing some real elaborate boards that are basically just flatbed trailers, and you can have big old mortar racks and big 500-gram cakes and whatever you want to do. A whole bunch of space on that, and you just drive it in, drop it off, and light it up.
Yep. I've seen it. I've never done anything like that. I have done bigger boards than this. Obviously, with a tiny little board like this, it's hard to work with because you got to get in there close and everything. But I find it's kind of fun to do with fireworks like this that maybe might not be as exciting by themselves, and you can put them all together and come out with something pretty cool.
I'm looking forward to seeing this fire.
Hopefully we'll get the timing, at a decent pace, and That's part of the fun of it too, is it's not exact. It's not really an exact science, you know. It's there's a guessing game involved with it. I'm trying to get these, you know,
Where
level off.
they'll
at the
start off
beginning,
the
so
same
they'll
time.
Start off around the same time. Yeah, I don't know how exact it's going to be able to be, but we'll see. Once we get that tight, we're ready. Good.
Yeah, I like that. I like that concept of getting the angle there too. So I'm kind of excited to see how that
Close
turns
it
out.
off and hopefully we'll see how that's going to go.
All right,
And there it
that's our
is.
board, y'all. We're gonna let this sun go down and light this a little bit after dark, and we'll see what happens. We look forward to seeing y'all on the flip when it happens. Okay, boomers, here we are out on a cold December night. We're about to fire off this board that Jody put together on camera for us.
How cold is it?
Cold enough my nipples are poking through my Carhartt.
My car said it was like 26 degrees or something outside.
It feels a little colder than that to me because the air is plenty still tonight. We chose this night for still air. It's been windy the last couple of nights where we would have shot sooner.
See how my hand is shaking trying to hold the light?
Is that because you're cold?
Kind of mostly, some. I was kind of messing around there, but yes.
All right, I'm gonna try to avoid my hand shaking so much with the camera, but here's what we're gonna do with this. You can see what this is up on this table. I'm gonna be backing off, and Jody be lighting this thing off in just a bit, but we're gonna be backing a good way away from this because we can get some amplitude on some of these effects. Cut that light off whenever you're ready, Jody. I think it'll be all right on auto. We're live, man. I don't know how these effects are going to go, if I'm going to have to be panning or not, but we're about to find out. You got a couple low effects first, right? A little lower than a lot.
We got those color pearls going.
Okay, well that got some amplitude on that already.
Oh yeah.
I'll be backing off then.
Those are the things that I want.
Too much time there.
Yeah, that fired pretty quick. So that's the enemy fire and the Whirlwind of Caribbean Sea going together. That's that striker coming in the lead. The festival dogs.
All right, I believe we blew our wad there.
Yeah.
That was some good fun. Man, that's a nice little board you put together there, sir.
Thank you, sir.
We'll catch you on the next one, y'all. Hang with us. We are the Mid-South Boomers.